Hey everybody, Anna K. Morris here with a quick coaching video. I don't know if you can hear in the background, but I've got two crying kids in their room down the hallway who I just keep hearing Derek say, like, you need to separate, you need to separate. So I think everybody needs to go into their own corners. But before the day gets away from me, I wanted to hop in here with a quick coaching tip. And it will be quick today because there are the screaming kids. It's all about receiving. So, and especially, this is especially for women, we are so quick to give and we are so quick to say no thank you to receiving. And I see it happen all the time. And, you know, I was just talking to my mom about it, I think yesterday, and this is the concept. It's really so incredibly stingy for us to refuse like the receiving, the giving that somebody wants to give us, right? Because we know from being givers, like how good we feel when we give and support to others. So when we give to others, we feel great, right? And yet somebody wants to give to us and we say no. We say, no, I got this. I'm good. I don't want to burden you, as though it's a burden. It's such a gift for the person to be able to give. So I'll give you an example. I have a very sweet friend and she wanted to get together, and we both have been wanting to get together. And then she suggested, brunch at her house. And I was like, that sounds great. And she was like, oh, and bring your husband and your kids. And I was like, oh, like do you know what you're signing up for here? Right? Because we roll in like a hurricane. And then I think I even said I think I even took it a step further and was like, should I bring my dogs too? And she was like, probably not on the dogs. And I was like, yeah, what was I thinking? That's so dumb. So my point in saying that is that we get there yesterday, and I mean, there wasn't a red carpet, but it felt like there could have been, right? Like she had this plate this high full of the most gorgeous bacon, and then sausage, and then French toast, and then homemade biscuits, and all this blue gorgeous china everywhere, and her lovely husband was there, and her daughter, who I've not met but I've just adore, and then my two. I mean, it was really amazing. And I could have easily said, no, I don't want to bother you, except watching her do this with us, it was so clear to me this is joyful for her. That had I said no, she wouldn't have gotten to feel like she was contributing to our family and our friendship. You know what I mean? She's also the same person that when I shot one of these videos and was really sick, she dropped soup off on my front doorstep and homemade cookies. And people are dying and craving to give to us, and we don't want to let them. And I would say that that's really similar to God and the universe. The universe is craving to give you what you're asking for, except it's not always in the package you want. It's not always in the paycheck that you wanted, or the job, or the guy, or the girl, or the kid, or whatever. And yet, when you are actually hey, I don't know. I remember this friend of mine, we had a bad business falling out, and that was it. And we were done being friends. And then I ran into her 3 more times, in really weird places, on an air heading from New York to San Antonio one time in the back of a plane. I had the seat next to her. And I literally looked at the universe and was like, okay, I'll be friends with her. Because it was just so clear that we're meant to be in each other's lives, or else why would this keep happening? And we are teachers for one another. And to this day, she's one of my very, very best friends. We've been through a lot, and I'm so glad that we are. And that's my point. People are wanting to contribute to you, right? And it's your work to receive their contribution, because you're going to be able to give to other people, in the same way that they're giving to you. And if you are stingy with what you let people give to you or what you receive from others, then it just sets the whole tone of like, you're in this alone. You're going to have to do it all, because that's like, you're actually doing it. You are actually setting the stage to have it be you all alone doing it. And then you become righteous and a martyr. And that's a whole nother video that y'all can watch. It was from Friday of last week. So that's the one in the car with Derek. That's how we do things. And we don't even realize it. Like, our friends are literally like, come over for brunch. Let me feed your family. And I'm like, yeah, I want somebody to feed my family. Like, one of my biggest points of stress is like feeding everybody all the time. If I don't have to do that, great, let's go. That sounds wonderful. I'm saying yes. So I just really want you to look at, like, are you letting people give to you? Are you in a state of receiving? You have to be in a state of receiving in order to create the life that you want. You just have to. So that's your coaching tip for today. Work on your ability to receive. That's great if you give a lot. That's wonderful. I'm not suggesting that you don't give a lot. I am suggesting that if you give all the time, you're out of balance. And you really want to get into balance. You really want to get into a place where you can also receive. So that you're giving, you're receiving, you're giving, you're receiving, so that you're not feeling depleted, righteous, exhausted, all of these things that we end up feeling. And then you're flat out, and then we get really sick. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox. I love you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.